Hey, good morning. Today we are going to be setting up our flex kit. So we have 3 stands. We have a power strip. We've got an extension cord. And we have the Studio Flex kit in this bag, which we can open up. So in the Studio Flex kit, we have one 1x2, 2 feet by 1 foot. This will be our bottom light, our beauty light. And we have 2 3-foot by 1 foot panels as well. These will be our key and fill lights. So I'm just gonna take these out. And then we also have our 3 yokes. These basically just hold the light so we can rotate them up. We'll show you more of these later. We have 3 grip heads. I'm only going to be using 2 because I have 1 already on my C-stand. So I'm just going to be using 2 of the 3. I'll just throw these on the stands now. Let me do one at a time. There's one. And here we're going to put the second one. We'll just tighten it over. Okay, next I like to set up the lights on the stands first and then do the power brick, power cords, all that stuff afterwards. So let's just start with this 1x3. Put the yoke on first. They're kind of tricky to get on. Have to line everything up nicely. And this will be our key light. There we go. I'm just gonna put this on temporarily for now, and then we'll adjust it more later. To be more specific, I'm just gonna put it on the stand for now. Make sure when you put lights on stands that you have the weight of the light on over a leg. Otherwise, if you put it over a not leg, it can tip. So make sure you put the weight, whatever's on the stand, put the weight over the leg. Same with the C-stand. Specifically for the C-stand, you should put the weight over the biggest leg. Let's do the second one. Half of this video is going to be watching me struggle to get the yoke in place. We got this one a lot faster than the other one. Nice. Tighten that. Doesn't need to be like super tight because we're going to be adjusting it anyways. but don't want it to fall off. Okay, I'm gonna use the C-stand for this one. This light is gonna be our fill light. It's gonna be kind of like this, something like this. Again, like when I'm just putting it on now, I'm just gonna get like a general positioning, and then we'll get it better, more precise later. Just want to get it on the stand for now. Something like that. Make sure another thing is you should always hold the weight of whatever you're putting on a stand until you have tightened everything down. I didn't even check this. I should have checked all these before that everything's nice and tight. All right, we're gonna adjust this later. If you're a photographer, don't get mad at me. I'm gonna adjust it. Just putting it on the stand for now. Let's do the third one. This will be our bottom light. We're doing a triangle setup. This will act like our beauty light. So let's see if we can get this one on. Let me do it this way. This will be easier. This one. Okay, we're just gonna put this on the bottom stand. My client today is about my height, so we're gonna bring the bottom light around like this height probably. But again, for now I'm just gonna throw it on the stand and then we'll make adjustments in a moment. So I also have some tape on the floor. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me adjust that. I have some tape on the floor to help me get the general positioning of my lights. So I'm gonna just use that now, move everything around, just so that we have it like a little bit set up. So we're gonna start with the key light, which is this one. I'm just gonna move the other ones out of the way. Wheels are really nice. If you can get stands with wheels, I like it a lot. Some people don't like it, but let's get this out of the way. Let's put the key light here. I have 3 pieces of tape, one for each point of the stand, so it's just easy. Boom, 1, 2, 3, set it up. And let's just raise it up a little bit. This stand gets stuck. Let's see if it'll cooperate today. Maybe not. I'll fix it after. Another tip for stands, you should always adjust the highest, I don't even know what it's called, the highest knob first and then go lower, just so that when you raise it up, you can actually reach what you're adjusting. If you adjust like the bottom 2 first and then throw it up, and then you can't reach the top one to adjust it more. You always want to be able to reach it. Okay, actually let's do this one. We'll do this one third. And let me just try this again. See if we can get it to work for us. There we go. So this client's about like my height. So I'm gonna want the middle of this light like around right here, which we got. Right, now make sure you tighten everything, guys. Okay, I'll put this here. And I'm gonna want like a bit of a twist on this. Hey, stay. A little bit of a twist, a little bit pull back. And I'm probably gonna angle it a little more. We'll mess with that more in a moment, but just keep it like this for now. Probably a little lower actually. That should be good. All right, let's get our fill light set up. So I have the extension cord and I have a power strip on my fill light. We're gonna get something like this. Here. A little more down toward the client, something like that. And some people like to, the triangle setup is really subjective. Some people like to have their fill light in front of the key light. Some people like it behind. It's just subjective. It's kind of what you want. We'll just set it up like this for now, just with them touching like that. Then we're gonna bring in our bottom light. Bottom light kind of just slots in right underneath, wherever you can fit it. Sometimes it's tricky with 3 stands. Something like that. And then we'll just raise it up. Again, start from the top, adjustment, and we'll just bring it up like right there. Also note that you guys are watching this from a camera that is a little distorted. So, and you're seeing it in 2D, so you can't go exactly off this. Maybe I could walk the camera around, we'll see. So after you have your lights set up, I like to do power bricks and everything. Let's do, which one should we do first? Let's do this one first, just because it's farthest away from the power strip, which is over there. Okay, for each light we have, they did not do a good job putting it this way. We have a power cord, we have power brick, and then we also have the driver, which allows you to adjust the brightness of the light as well as the color temperature. I like to just hang these on the stand, keeping it pretty low down to the ground. I don't want to add more weight high up on this on the stand. Okay, so I like to hang it first. I'm gonna put these down for a moment. Each of the lights has their own power cord connected to the light. I'm just gonna try to keep it coiled as much as I can. I don't like a lot of stuff hanging around. Let me put one more loop, just to give it a little extra room, and then I basically reattach this. Boom. We keep our wires as tight as we can. It's still gonna be a mess because there's so many wires with this setup, but we do our best. This plugs in. It's like a really specific plug, so it might take me a second. And then it just twists and locks in. Then at the bottom, we plug in our power brick. This plugs in and screws in to lock in. And then from our power brick, we plug in this. Let's see, is this going to be long enough? I need one more. And this, I go over to my power strip. Plug this in. Let me see if my actual extension cord is plugged in. Yes. So let's turn this on just for fun. Oh, I think I have my power strip turned off. Let's see. There we go. The actual power brick has a little green light. I don't know if you guys can see that. The power brick has a little green light. So you can see if it's receiving power. But let's turn this on. It takes a second to turn on. Let's just start on the second light, which is the bottom light. I'm gonna do the same thing. We'll hang the driver first, and then we will do the power cord and power brick second. So I'm just gonna hang this here. This light is on, it's just really bright in here today, so you can't really see it. Let me turn it up, see if you can see it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I think you probably can. Alright, so next one, we're gonna do this one. We'll take out like one loop on this. This was not good, so I'll redo this. Boy. To that's probably good. Like that. Lock this in. If the Velcro comes undone, it's fine. Get this one locked in. And then we got our power brick, power cord again, almost done with the second light, and then we have one more. Okay, they did this really weird. Okay, let's Velcro this back together. And then let's plug this in. Let's see how much slack we have on this. We have enough. Leave the Velcro where it is. Let's plug this in. Okay, this one was. Let's get plug this in. And let's turn this one on just for fun as well. Takes a minute to turn on. Let's go to our third light. Same thing for this one. I like to do the driver first. This is not a C-stand, but I mean, it's going to be the same as the other ones anyways. Just that the actual cord from the light to the driver might need to be a little bit longer, just because the cord's going to come on the arm and then down to the actual light as well, instead of just straight down like the other ones. So let's undo this. Let's see how much we need. A little more. There's plenty. Re-Velcro that. You don't want your cables to get inside the triangle of the lights, because that's where you're going to be shooting the client. So you don't want any wires hanging in your photo. And it's important to leave a little bit of slack on these just because you want to be able to adjust your lights without worrying about running out of slack. Nah, you don't want to have to like do extra work adjusting the wires when your client's just standing there doing nothing. You want to be shooting as much as you can when your client is there and not adjusting things because you should have already done it the right way beforehand. This one also needs some more slack on the power brick. I don't know if you guys can still see me. All right, that's fine. Okay, we have our power brick and then our power cord. And I'm gonna plug this one in. Right here, let's turn this on. Gonna close this up, put it away nicely. So it's out of the way. Okay, now I'm just gonna make some adjustments to the lights themselves. I have my lights set up here, and I'm just gonna use my mirror to look at the lighting on myself. If I had someone here, I would prefer to look at the lighting on someone else, but my client's not here till later, so I have to set it up before they get here. So I'm also gonna close the blinds because my studio set up that there's a ton of natural. I have like 2 giant windows here. You can probably see one of them, and they let in a ton of natural light. It's south facing, and it's like, what is it, like 11 a.m. There's a lot of light at this time, and I want even lighting, so I'm just gonna close these so I can adjust my lighting without extra outside light. Just make sure no extra light's coming in. And I'm gonna start with around 40% on my key and fill light, and then probably 30% on my bottom light, and we'll go from there. Oh, also, I have one of my overhead lights on. Let me turn that off. And I'm gonna be at 5800 Kelvin on the color temperature. This kind of works for my camera. I have an old Sony, but every camera is going to be different, so you have to do what works for you for that. All right, so I'm at 40% brightness on the key, 40% brightness on the fill, 30% on the bottom light. So let's adjust these. The best way to do it is to shut off your bottom light and to shut off your fill light. And just to start with the key light, look at how it hits your face. I'm gonna lower this a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. A little higher. Let me just see, what time is it? 11:20. Okay, we're good. This I already can tell is too high, so I'm gonna lower this a little bit. Try something something like that. What the next step would be is to get my camera set up on the tripod and shoot timer photos of myself, but I can't do that while live streaming, I think, right now. Okay, so I'm looking at, I don't know if you can see, looking at this side of my face, to see how this light right here is hitting it. I'm looking at the reflection of the light in my eye, which is called the catch light. And I'm just trying to make small adjustments based on what I see. I want this in a little more, turned a little more probably. A little more turn like this. Let's try that. Okay, that's pretty good. I want there to be some fall off from this center of my face to this side of my face. There should be bright right here and then darker, darker, darker as we get to this side of my face. So I'm fine with that. I'm going to turn on my key light now. This is just going to fit, my fill light. This is going to fill in the shadows created by the key light. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty good. Actually, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that to start. Let's turn on the bottom light now. Oh, and I forgot to shut off my overhead light. It's not that bright, but. Okay, now I see that my bottom light is just lighting up my neck too much instead of my face. So I'm just gonna raise it. I'm not gonna raise it, I'm gonna tilt it up a little bit, a little bit. You have to be careful with this light because you need to get the angle really precise, otherwise you're gonna miss. And I'm looking at the reflection in my eyes, and I'm seeing the nice triangle setup, and that's what we want, is the triangle setup. So let me go back, see the triangle. And let's see. Now my fill light is turning into my key light just because it's closer. I'm just gonna move it back a little bit. Right now, I'm not getting enough brightness on the top of my face, so I'm gonna raise this up a little. Go up, push back in, and I'm also gonna raise the brightness on my, well, I'm gonna look at this first. Something you're supposed to do, which I don't always do, is do one adjustment at a time and look at it first before you make a second adjustment. Okay, I'm gonna brighten this a little bit. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how that looks. That looks better. Good, that looks pretty good. Cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Next, we're gonna set up, might as well do it now. I'm gonna set up the tripod, camera. Here I have my Feisel tripod. It's not mine actually, I'm borrowing it. It has the Arca Swiss head on it, you can see Arca Swiss. Okay, something with this tripod, it has a nice center column. I like to just start it in the middle. You want it in the middle, just so you can adjust it up and down when your client arrives. And we start with the bottom ones. On these, let's extend these all the way. Oh, you can't see that. Bottom one, extend it all the way. Let's see how this height looks. That's too short, right? Wow, I tightened this way too much. Yeah, that's too short. Another thing, which I just didn't do, but I should do, is you should just adjust them all when they're in like this, so you can easily see how long each one is compared to the other one, instead of doing it separately. So you just want to make them even, tighten this one. I'm just eyeballing this second adjustment right here. I don't know if it's going to be a good height. Okay, let's check. Okay, the middle of it is like around here on me, which is pretty good. I'll stick with that. And I can always adjust it. Let's get the camera. This is the plate that screws into the bottom of the camera, and then this is what mounts onto the tripod head. So you get your camera, and then you just screw it in the bottom. It's kind of tricky to screw it in sometimes. I just like to finger tighten it first and then get my Allen key to do the rest. Which we've got right here. Good, don't over tighten it, be careful. And just loosen this and lock it in. This Arga head is really nice. You can easily do all this rotating and then just screw it back down, lock it in. It's really good. It's expensive too, but it's worth it. Yeah, that's it.